All right, this is just a little quick ministry update about what's going on in this ministry. I hope you're not too bored with it. Hey guys, hope you're having a good holiday. Keep me in your prayers too, if you will. Just want to show you something here that this is the second time this year this happened, and it's going to affect the ministry. But let's check this out here. My rent is $468, and usually I can pay all that on my Patreon donations. And a couple times this year it's dropped below that, but this year it is sitting at $249. Usually I can pay. You can see. Can you see that at the top, right up here? $249 was just sent to your from Patreon. That's how much I got from donations at Patreon, which is usually enough to pay the rent on the Evergreen mobile home park, which it's about half. And so I don't know where the other half's going to come from, but I'm just saying that everything's a test in life, and I've been asking God to chastise me for being lukewarm, and I'm sure this is part of that. And it's a good thing because it's waking you up, wakes you up. When you have issues like that, it wakes you up and makes you realize you better get your act together, right? I mean, I don't really want to lose my ministry here, but if I have to go rent a room somewhere, I'm not leaving the country. I'm not going to Canada. I'm not going to Europe. I'm not going to Spain. I'm not going to Mexico. I'm staying in the United States of America. I'm destined to be here, and this is where I'm going to stay. But I might have to get rid of this mobile home, though, and rent a room. Rent a room from a Christian. I've rented rooms before. It's not the end of the world. It cuts your expenses down a third. So all my expenses are around $1,600 a month. So Patreon usually pays my rent. I get other donations from PayPal and Cash App, and let's see, the fundraiser. It trickles in from just different places. Sometimes people send a check in, and it usually covers all my expenses, and I'm able to keep the ministry going. Have been for 8 years. Since 2014, when I lived on my own, my dad left me here with all the bills. Miraculously, there's been enough donations coming in to pay for everything. In 2022 now, this is the second time I've not had enough to pay the rent, and this is the lowest it's dropped. But hey, people got their reasons. They need their own money. They got their own plans. They got their own lives. They got their own ministries, and that's great. And God's the one in charge anyway, so you can't really get upset with people for, not donating or whatever. I don't even know who's donating and who's not donating on PayPal, Patreon. I don't go look because I don't want to get involved in that. I just want to trust God, and this is definitely something the Lord is using to shake me up here. Because if I have to leave this mobile home and rent a room, it could affect the live streaming and the freedoms that I have, and put me in a really tight squeeze, and it could be rough even finding a place that likes a Christian like me, because I'm not what I would call your mainstream Christian type of person, and so that would be a miracle itself to find a place. I'm not moving out of the country. I mean, I don't know, it's just not going to happen. I don't feel like I need to leave my family. So it's tough because my daughter's down south. I might go down to South Carolina. I lived there for 24 years. Rent a room from somebody down there. My daughter left. She was living with me here. She went back down there. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do. And just pray for this ministry. Pray for me to repent and stop being lukewarm. And I probably wouldn't even have this problem. But at some point, we're all going to have a problem with paying our bills because we're not going to take the mark of the beast. So I just look at this stuff. A lot of times I look at this stuff as preparing me and reminding me that the comfortable, privileged life that I've lived in America, the spoiled, rotten, take it for granted thing that this culture that I've been brought up into is coming to an end at some point, and I need to be really ready for that. So I hope that, and there's a lot of people out there who are already going through much worse than me, right? And we have to remember that it's coming to an end. You know, our privileged life in America is coming to an end. I just don't want the ministry to come to an end. I want to keep doing it. I want to keep the live streams on the weekends. That's the most important thing to me, really, in my life is the weekend live streaming. If I can't have a place to live stream freely and say what I want freely on the internet live streaming on Saturday and Sunday, if I rent a room somewhere and they don't like what I'm saying, or they hear me in the room and they hear me through the walls or whatever, and you know, that's going to be the hardest part about this whole thing. If I do have to end up moving, if my sister keeps her job, I could probably manage to squeeze and cut back on some things, cut back on some expenses and whatnot, and stay here. But I'm not counting on that. My sister, I hope she does, but if she doesn't keep her job, she just started work. She just gave me $100 this month, which will help actually. But I need if she keeps her job, $150 a month, we'll probably could stay here. That's if Patreon doesn't go any lower. 249. What if it goes to 49? Well, you know, what if there are no more donations? Then I will definitely have to consider going back to Taco Bell, which is where I started in 2014. I was working at Taco Bell at 2013. I don't want to go back doing hair. I'm not going back into that world. Hairstylist, nah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I could go to work. I prefer working in ministry. I prefer working in the YouTube videos and making videos and live streaming. But you know, if I have to go to work, that's fine. I mean, I'm not afraid of work. I work out. I exercise. I'm not lazy by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, physically, I can handle it, Lord willing. But so that may be an option in the future if the donations just simply disappear. That you know, and all again, it's all God's will. Where's God taking me? Where's God leading us? Where's God, you know, and everything's in his hands. So these kinds of scares that we might have, losing our job, losing our ministry, being forced to move, close down something, change something in your life that you're comfortable with, very secure and comfortable with, when your life is flipped upside down or by force, it really brings you to the mental state of and spiritual state of dependency and focus on God again. So it's a good thing in many ways to get rattled like this, right? So again, I'm just letting you guys know where we're at with the ministry and update. This is an updated video for ministry, and keep praying for us because, you know, if and when I snap out of my lukewarm mindset and just get more passionate with God and closer and more intimate with God, you never know what he might do. I mean, you know, he can give and he can take. He can build and he can break, right? So it's all about our relationship with him, and everything going on in our lives is about him. And we need storms and even tragedies sometimes to remind us that he's the one that should be our focus. Yeah. So anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Hopefully this weekend we'll be live streaming again, and I'll be uploading videos, Lord willing. And just pray for my situation. I don't want to lose my ministry, but God might have other plans. So, all right, guys, I'll talk to you later. I love you guys. Peace.